Yeah, call it the end time. You heard it in churches, mosques, podcasts, and fearful social media broadcasts. The world is ending. The signs are here. Jesus is coming tomorrow. Stockpile, food, and panic. End time sales. Fear sells. Urgency sells. Huh? It makes people give money, obey blindly, and stop thinking. Because if the world ends next Tuesday, Going to end on a Tuesday because it's a Tuesday. Why plan for next year? Why heal? Why build? Why love deeply? Just survive, pray, and wait for the escape. They turned the most profound shift in human consciousness into a horror movie trailer. They took a symbol of transformation and sold it as a countdown to destruction. But I call it the awakening. Not the end of the world, the end of your sleep. Not the closing of a chapter for earth, the opening of your eyes for you. Awakening is when you stop outsourcing your power to a sky calendar. Awakening is when you realize the last days they warned you about are actually your first days of being conscious. Awakening is when you notice that hell was never a place after death. Hell was living asleep while alive. Awakening is when you stop waiting for a rapture and start creating a revolution inside of yourself. The prophets didn't point to a date. They pointed to a state of being. Wake up, sleeper, and rise from the dead. That's not about graves. That's about you. You, walking around breathing but not living. The truth is, time has no ending. Time is not aligned with a finished tape. Time is a circle, a spiral, a noun that keeps refreshing like a loop. Clocks in, calendars flip, seasons change, but time itself, time does not die. The universe doesn't have an expiration date. Stars collapse and are born again. Atoms recycle. Consciousness continues. So the end time, quote unquote, panic is human, not cosmic. We invented deadlines because we're afraid of infinity. We love endings because endings give us excuses to not begin. There's no final buzzer in the sky. Only this moment, then this moment, then this moment, then this moment, then this moment. Eternity is not after death. Eternity is now, stretched wide. Humans need to be awake to real eyes so they can see and realize it. You can live 80 plus years and miss all of it. You can pay bills, raise children, go viral, die, and never once be awake. Sleep does not mean closed eyes. It means unconscious living. Reciting verses, no, that's not it. And reacting instead of choosing. Consuming instead of creating. Scrolling instead of seeing. You awake when you notice your breath without an app telling you to. You awake when you see the person in front of you instead of the phone in your hand. You awake when you start calling trauma destiny and start calling it data. You awake when you realize you are not your thoughts, not your job, not your trauma, not their opinion. And once you awake, the whole end of the world story collapses. Because you see that the world never needed to end. You needed to begin. How often do we conform to popular narratives without questioning their validity? How often do we do that? You see, Every time we share end time is near post without asking, near for who? Every time we let our fear merchants sell us tickets out of earth instead of teaching us how to live on it. Every time we wait for rescue instead of becoming responsible. We conform because sleep is comfortable. Dreams are easier than reality. But comfort is not the goal. Consciousness is. Let me get some game. First, question the calendar, not the cosmos. If someone sets a date for the world to end, mute them. Number 2, practice presence as a rebellion. In a world addicted to distraction, attention is a revolution. 5 minutes of full presence daily will wake you up faster than 5 years of doomsday sermons. 3, redefine salvation. Salvation is not escaping earth. Salvation is seeing earth clearly. It's waking up to the fact that you are part of it, not separate from it. 4, study cycles, not countdowns. Everything in nature repeats, renews, transforms, trees lose leaves, and grow new ones. That's not end time. That's awakening time. Learn from nature. You dig? 5, teach others how to stay awake. Not by scaring them, by showing them. Live consciously. Love without condition. Create without permission. Your awake life is discernment. You see, the principle is consciousness has no deadline. The truth is, you don't need the world to end for your old self to die. And you can kill your ego today and be reborn now. Right now. The morality is, any teaching that makes you fearful and passive, not divine, is manipulation. Any teaching that makes you aware and responsible is the real gospel, baby. And by staying true to these words I just said and these principles, we can maintain our integrity and become a better person. Integrity is like living like the world continues, because it does. Meaningful discussion is are you awake? Not when is Jesus coming. A just society is built by woke humans who stop waiting for rescue and start creating heaven on earth. So no, the world's not ending. Your ignorance is, your sleep is, your excuses are. And this is not end time. This is begin time. You feel me? Begin seeing, begin choosing, begin creating. The only apocalypse you should fear is the apocalypse of your awareness. The moment you realize with real eyes you wasted a whole life of sleep. And tell me about it. What's one end time belief you have outgrown? And when did you last feel truly awake? Truly awake. And what were you doing? If there's no ending, what will you start today? Talk to me. Get in my DM. Comment. Wake someone up with your words. Stop waiting for the world to end. Start living like it won't. And share this video if you're done with fear-based theology and ready for consciousness-based living. They call it the end time. No, it's not the end time. It's now time. That's what it is. Now time! Continue to unlearn, relearn, and learn. Continue to evolve. Peace.